Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whenever you happen to be watching this video. First of all, thanks for taking the time to tune in. Thanks, as always, for doing your assignments and for participating in the discussions. The discussions are very important as a way to make this as much of a group learning experience as possible, since we're not obviously in a classroom together every week. As far as the assignments for this week, just please note, spring break starts next week. So assignments are due on Friday, March 8th, and a discussion closes as well on Friday, March 8th. So please be aware of that. Last week you read about, you learned about, you talked a little bit about research. And this week we start to get into, okay, what is it do you do with the research? Well, as you've learned, you do the research to find out exactly where you are in a given situation, positive, negative, somewhere in between. Either way, you're looking to either bolster your position and have a more positive view in the community. Maybe you're looking to turn something around. Maybe you're nowhere on the visibility scale, and you feel like you would be interested in improving your visibility and having an impact in the community. Well, you know that because you do research. So once you have the research in your pocket, then you're able to sit down and begin to map out a plan. Now, plans are not always a lot of fun. Sometimes people, dread the idea of having a plan. But I think the thing you have to keep in mind is that it's necessary to have a plan, because otherwise, whatever you do is just going to be helter skelter. You may have an idea to do a video. That's great, and you do a really cool video. And then you look at each other and you say, well, okay, what do we do with it now? If you notice on the page where I'm posting these videos, I've posted a short video with my wife entitled Mari's Kitchen Renovation. I think, as I probably have mentioned to you earlier, my wife has been a real estate agent on Cape Cod for 20 years. I recently got my license, I guess almost 2 years ago, and I've been helping her in terms of the buying and the selling, but I've also been helping her in terms of the social media, in terms of the public relations. And one of the things that we thought might be fun to do would be to chronicle the process when we renovated our kitchen. And it became actually quite interesting, because what should have been a 2 or 3 week project just concluded about a week or 10 days ago, I think, and it was almost a 3 or 4 month project. But the interesting thing about it is that we would see people out in the community, not necessarily fellow realtors, but people we would just run into, and they would say to us, "Hey, how's the kitchen going? We enjoy the video. When's the next one gonna come?" So it's had a positive impact. It's a way to get the word out about my wife and her business and how successful she's been, without simply doing things that say, "Hey, I'm a real estate agent, let me buy or sell your house," which is really one of the things that is changing in the real estate business. You have to find other ways to connect with people besides the traditional buy or sell. So that's an example of a video that a very small company. I mean, look, it's just my wife and I. We work for a larger real estate firm, but we are a team. So I hope you'll check that out. And it also looks like my granddaughter posted a little video as well when she had my phone on the back seat of the car today. So check that out too, I guess, if you're wondering what it is. Anyway, so the research leads to a plan, and I would just encourage you, as an example of seeing a plan sort of unfold, is to take a look at what will be happening over the next few weeks and few months involving Bob Kraft. I'm sure the Patriots did not have a plan on the shelf to deal with what do we do with when the owner gets cited for soliciting prostitutes. I'm sure there's a plan, or there's some ideas about what do we do when a player gets in trouble. But I doubt, what do we do when the owner gets in trouble? I think there'll be two different types of things sort of emerging that I would suggest you could watch for. And they fall under under the list of one will be issues management things, and the other will be reputation management things. Issues management will be short term. How do we manage our way through the legal process? You may have noted that Bob Kraft has, already entered a not guilty plea, which I guess was pretty much standard practice. He's also moved up his court date. So it seems like in terms of, managing the issue, managing the legal stuff, they seem to be moving rather quickly. In terms of the reputation, I think that's going to take a little longer. And I think that's where they are probably doing research. If they haven't started, they're going to be doing research to see how much of a hit the Patriots organization has taken, see how much of a hit Mr. Kraft's personal reputation has taken. And I think we can all agree that it's taken taken a hit with, probably most of us, if not all of us. They have to be concerned about, a reputation hit with some of the sponsors. I mean, hey, the stadium's called Gillette. I'm sure the folks at Gillette are very concerned about how this is going to spit out. And then, of course, Mr. Kraft has to worry about the owners and the league to, see how they're going to handle the situation. And then whatever happens from the league, how again they're going to manage their way through that in terms of the public relations and Mr. Kraft's image. So there's going to be a lot going on there that again I would encourage you to look at and pay attention to. I've spent an awful lot of time in my day classes talking about it. I'm sure I'll be spending more time talking about it, and hopefully, I'll have a chance to raise some issues with you. The discussion question this week is about the situation involving Bob Kraft. So I'm looking forward to that discussion. Again, the discussion closes on March 8th. Assignments are also due on March 8th because the following week is spring break. I hope you enjoy the time off, get a chance to, get away maybe to someplace warm, or just have a chance to relax. So enjoy yourself on spring break, and I'll be speaking with you when you return.